Join this smart one to do these things. Go there. There are funding opportunities for you. So many. So today we're going to be talking about what you can do if your grade is low. I'm going to be focusing today's applications on those people that are applying on opportunities in the US and in Canada, basically, because these are the top countries where you can get funding. So today we are going to be looking at US and Canada and what you can do. So I'm going to be talking about, like, calling the names of the countries, if that's what I'm talking about. So the first thing that you want to do, first of all, now many schools, I'll say this before I go ahead. Many schools, when they are considering your CGPA, they don't consider your entire CGPA for all the years of study. Some schools will tell you the last 2 years of your study, your CGPA in the last 2 years of your study, or your CGPA in the last 60 units that you have done, 60 units of coursework that you have done. So you need to go into your transcript and check. For most transcripts, they will not give you CGPA for every year, but they will give you the general CGPA. So you need to learn how to calculate that and calculate your CGPA. Now, what can you do? How do you do this if you are trying to secure admissions and scholarships? The first thing that you need to do, everybody listening to me, is that you need to go and do WES evaluation. You do WES course by course evaluation. So there are two types of evaluations you can do. There is the one general evaluation that will tell you that, okay, your course, your bachelor's degree in Nigeria is equivalent to a bachelor's degree in Canada. That is, I would like to call it degree by degree or program by program. But there is course by course evaluation where they tell you what your CGPA is in America standard, for example. So you need to go and do that. Do WES course by course evaluation. Everything that we're saying here today is going to cost you money. So you need to go and start saving up. If you have to upskill, get an extra job, and look for side hustle, because it's going to cost you money. If you are thinking that this whole relocation will cost you $0, then perhaps you shouldn't be here. Let's not waste your time. To do WES evaluation, it costs some money, maybe around $300. I don't know, anybody that has done it here should tell us the price. If you've done WES evaluation, tell us the price here. So maybe around $300 or so, it will cost you money. So you do that WES course by course evaluation, and it will tell you what your degree is equivalent to in American or US standard, and it will also give you your CGPA to calculate your CGPA. So it's going to adjust your CGPA, give you adjusted CGPA, because in US, for example, their CGPA is on a scale of 4, whereas in Nigeria, CGPA is on a scale of 5. In Canada, they do CGPAs in percentages. In Nigeria, it's on a scale of 5. So it's going to give you adjusted CGPA. From experience, for many people that have done this WES course by course evaluation, their CGPA always comes higher. So I've seen people that maybe on their transcript, their CGPA is like 2.2. By the time they do this WES course by course evaluation, CGPA comes to like 2.8. Somebody even 3.2. I gave an example of one of my students who did the WES course by course evaluation and who applied to schools, and these schools denied her. She wanted to go to a university in Texas. She applied to this university in Texas, and all of them denied her. When she went back and did WES course by course evaluation, she came back with her new transcript from WES, applied to the same schools, and all the schools gave her admission. Same schools. What changed? She has done the WES evaluation. Her CGPA had gone higher, and she used that. So that's the first thing. You want to do that WES course by course evaluation. Then the second thing is that you want to submit targeted applications. Now, you are not just submitting random applications, because if you do that, you are wasting your time, you are wasting your effort, you are wasting your money. Because for many of these schools, you pay application fees. Some will give you waiver, but for many of these schools, you pay application fees. So you want to submit targeted applications. Now you are looking for admission. Let's say you are looking for admission in the US. You want to target state universities. Leave Harvard, leave MIT, all those big names of schools. Leave those ones. Focus on your goal. You want to relocate abroad via the study pathway, and you want to secure funding. So you want to target smaller schools, state universities, You want to target those schools. And I'll tell you how the funding works in those schools. So in schools like that, they give you funding just because maybe as a GA or as TA. So in most of these schools, they give you funding as graduate assistant or as teaching assistant. That's the kind of funding that you get. Some of them you get research assistantship. But then, now this is how it works. These universities cannot run properly without graduate students. So they need graduate students to take up jobs in the school that they would not hire other people to fill. Like you go to the library now, you see students that are working there, parking services, in the hostel, in accommodation, different services around the universities need students for them to run properly. So as a result of that, they already allocated fund for these students that they are going to hire. So when they hire you as a graduate assistant, teaching assistant, research assistant, whatever the case may be, you get tuition waiver plus stipend. So this money is there regardless. Every school has this allocated money. Now, imagine that you now apply to a small state school that many people don't want to apply to. You will now be, the competition is less. It's no longer as stiff as you are applied to Harvard or one of those big schools. So you have reduced competition for yourself. This money is available. They will give you admission and they will give you the funding. So this applies to, in this case, like if you're applying through this GA for, in US, for example, you probably don't even need to email supervisor. Then that will now bring us to the next one. When you are applying to this school, you also need to find what funding opportunities there are. So by the way, when we talk about submitting targeted applications and finding the right schools and the right schools to submit your application to, in the study abroad masterclass, we have we've provided the list of schools. So we have a document that contains the list of all of these schools that you can apply to, so that you're not going all over the place looking for schools left, right, center. So we have the list of all the schools that you can apply to, so that everything makes it easy for you. Okay, so that being said, the next step, I was talking about contacting the graduate coordinators or the graduate administrator, whoever it is, right? So these graduate coordinators, they have knowledge of all the opportunities that are available for graduate students. So contact the graduate coordinator in the department you want to apply to. Let them know, okay, I'm applying for this position. What opportunities are there? What funding opportunities do you have? Any question that you have. So these people, they are very helpful. All of the funding opportunities in the department, they know it. Even the external funding opportunities that maybe it's not in your department, but they have it outside, they know it. So all of this information, they are going to give it to you. And if they do not have whatever information you are looking for, except that information doesn't exist, they will direct you. Maybe they will copy the person that is in charge of that thing you want in the email, and they will direct you there. So you can now ask the information from that person. So they are very helpful. The graduate coordinator, you want to make this person your best friend, because they will help you throughout this journey, point you in the direction of all the resources and the support that you need, and give you all of the necessary support. They are hired there because of you. They have their job because of you. So you need to utilize the resources that is available to you, and that's them. So make sure that you email them. Then now, this brings us to the next point. You need to package a very competitive application. So now, because I've said that you're applying to small state school, many people don't like to apply there. It doesn't also mean that you now go and submit anyhow application. Because even though many people don't like to apply to those schools, or the competition is like they don't receive as many applications like other schools will receive, they also receive applications. So, and they are not able to give everybody that applies to them admission, or everybody that applies to them funding. It's not possible. They are not able to give it to everybody. So now, this is where you now need to stand out in your application. Your application must be solid. What consists of your application? Like what? So there's application form where you just fill your name and fill your intentions, what course you're applying for. That's different. What are the supporting documents that goes into your application? Your CV, for example, you want to have a solid academic CV that focuses on the things that are required for you to get this admission and the funding. You want to make sure that your application is solid. your statement of purpose, the same thing. And there are specific things that you want to begin to showcase in this statement of purpose in your CV, especially if you've gotten low grades. There are things that you want to showcase there to make them look at you as a more solid candidate than even the other people that are applying. So you want to make sure that you stand out. Your document is going to set you ahead of the others. So it's not business as usual. You cannot do it anyhow. You need to package it properly. Like I always say, everybody already has what it takes. It's just that many people cannot present themselves in the light that they would choose them above the others. Then the third one is your reference letter. Your referee is either writing the reference letter, or you can prepare the reference letter and give it to your referee to write. If your referee is open to you bringing the reference letter, then it gives you even a better opportunity for you to package that reference letter very well, so that it showcases your skills with valid, reasonable examples. I'm not just saying that Zeno is hardworking and Zeno is whatnot. With valid, reasonable examples that make sense and that will make them choose you over the person. And these examples should focus on what you are doing. It's not just to talk. You're not just talking. You're not just saying things because you want to occupy space or because you want to fill up the 500 words. Now, you are talking about this person's skills, this person's abilities, and you are backing it up with examples and proof. You must do that. And what the examples that you are choosing to back it up must put the person in a good light in terms of academia. It should have to show skills that are valuable and that the person needs to excel in an academic setting. So you're not just picking random skills. It is not random. It is targeted. So all of these things, how to prepare application documents and how to prepare yourself to stand out, all of these things in the Study Abroad Masterclass, you are going to learn all of them so that even you will become a document typewriter. When you prepare your own documents, wow, you will be pleased with yourself because you will look at it and be like, is this me? Am I the one that prepared these documents? Don't worry, we got you. So, and then you also want to create an academic online presence. Many times when people send me messages, the first thing that I do is that I just do a Google search with the person's name. So you want to create an academic online presence. Sometimes they will search your name on the internet. When they search your name on the internet, you want them to see something good. You see that your LinkedIn profile, if you don't already have LinkedIn, go and open LinkedIn profile. You see that LinkedIn profile, go and package it very well. Let it have the kind of experiences that are required for you to excel in academia. So you have to tailor it. What kind of posts are you making on social media? If you have been one of those internet trolls and when they Google you, they will see that. Go back now. Go and clean up your online presence. If you are the type that used to argue and drag people's shirts on social media, go back. Go and clean your online presence. Let them see you. When they check on you online, let them see good things about you that will make them want to feel like you are a good fit for their school. Let them feel like you are a good fit for their school. Publish things that are related to what you are applying to online on LinkedIn. Make related posts. Engage. These are the kind of places where you would meet people that like minds. Just so that you are preparing yourself for this thing that you are applying for. So, then another one is, for many of these schools, once they have given you admissions, for some schools, when your admission comes, it will come with your funding and funding package and everything. This applies to mostly to schools in the US. It will come with your funding package, everything will be together. But for some other schools, you will just get the admission. But once you have gotten the admission, it now means that you are now able to apply for positions like open positions like graduate assistantship, teaching assistantship within the university's portal. So you can now go there and go and look at the available jobs and you can go and submit applications. Now, there are certain skills that they look out for the people that are successful in securing this graduate assistantship. People that are successful, there are skills that they are looking for people that are successful in securing these teaching assistantships. So, you want to make sure that your cover letter and your CV reflect these skills. The beauty of these things is, like, an example is like, for a skill, like, let's say a skill like Excel is required. Excel is something that you can easily learn, like easily. Even if you're not so good with Excel right now as you are, you can easily learn it, and you can put the skill Excel on your CV. Just make sure that before you are resuming this job, you are brushed up on your Excel. So there are some skills that you can easily learn quickly. You don't need to go and be working somewhere for you to get those skills. So you want to make sure that the skills that are required for you to succeed, or for them to consider you for that position, and for you to get that position, you want to make sure that you have those skills written on your CV using the right keywords. So now this CV that you're using to apply for the GA position may not necessarily be the same CV that you used to apply for admission. Your cover letter too must reflect what is important for this role that you're applying to. Yeah, you're applying within the university. And again, let's say, for example, you have gotten admission in the Department of Accounting. You don't only need to look for positions in the Department of Accounting. You can look outside of your department, right? So it's a general portal. You can look outside of your department. If it's Department of Computer Engineering and it's something that you can do, you can apply. If it is like administrative roles and it's something you can do, you can apply. Like one of my friends, when she was schooling in the US, our grad assistant, she was like the secretary to maybe the dean or something. So when students come, before you go inside to their offices, she's the one you meet in front, and she's the one that will carry folders and files and all that to him. At the end of the day, you have to sign this document or something. She did that job while she was very pregnant, gave birth, took 2 weeks off after she gave birth, and went back. The job was waiting for her. She went back to her job. So you see that, and she got full tuition waiver. So she didn't have to pay any tuition. She got some little change too that she used to pay her stipends from that job. So all of these opportunities are available. Again, in the Study Abroad Masterclass, you would learn how you can prepare a winning cover letter and how to prepare the CVs for these jobs, so that you are able to apply to these positions without stress. And the thing is that sometimes when these jobs are there posted, it's not going to be sitting there waiting for you to go around the place looking for information all over the place. How do you do this? Stay confused, not do it properly. So you want to make sure that you are ready, and that when your application goes in, they are considering. Some people get multiple TAs and they have to choose, or multiple assistantship jobs, and they now have to choose the one that they can do. So that's another thing. So when you put all of these points that I've told you together, then you will find yourself getting opportunities. Now you may have to use this to apply to multiple schools. I'm telling you, as long as you are disciplined, you are consistent, and you do not give up before you succeed, by the time you apply to a few schools, before you know it, you succeed. Remember, I said targeted schools. You would succeed. This is how you hear people that tell you that, oh yeah, I have taught class. I got full funding and I'm going to the US to school. This is how you hear them tell you these things. What I've explained here is what they do, and then they succeed. Sometimes you ask them, what's the name of your school? Maybe it's a school that you have never heard before, but then they get the knowledge that they need, they relocate, and when they go to the US or whatever country that they have gone to, then they are able to easily transition into the society. Because one way for you to easily ease into the society once you have relocated is through study. It makes it easy for you to transition. It's through study, and then you're able to put that you have a degree from that country in your CV as well. So these are the kind of things that you need. I hope you have taken notes. I am not reposting this live. So these are the kind of things that you need to look out for if you have low grade. I know that I've said this since many people will not do it. You know why? Because people say, I beg, this thing is too stressful. I cannot. And this is the reason why the people that will do it will succeed. Because really, there are so many opportunities. So many. I see them every day all over the place. There's some people that even apply to certain targeted schools that they don't even have to do any of this, because they have the money, they are looking for the students. They have the money, they are looking. Some people don't even have to go through all of this, because these schools, some of these schools have the money, they are looking for the students. It's just that many people don't know how to target these schools, and they are going to the major schools like that they hear. Some people will say, yeah, it must be in Texas. If the school is not Texas, I'm not going there. Or it must be in this place. If it's not this place, I'm not going there. The beauty of this is that if you are going, when you go to school, first of all, schools in the US, they have summer break. So if you are schooling in one, let's say one city, or maybe your family lives in that city, during the summer break you can go there, spend your summer there, go back to your school, and once you have completed your school, maximum, if you are doing masters, maximum 2 years later, then you can move to another city. So we need to begin to think about these things critically and focus on the goal. What is the goal that you want to achieve? Stop putting yourself in a box and stop restricting yourself, saying that, okay, it must be this or it must be that. Focus on the goal. Where do you have funding? So now some of us may be saying that, okay, yeah, but I don't like US, I want to go to Canada. Do you know that it will be easier for you to move to Canada from the US, especially when you have upskilled by getting another degree? It now makes things easier. You now have another master's degree. It makes it easier. It opens up a lot of opportunities for you. And also, for you to transition to permanent residence or get a green card in the US, there's a visa that they call EB2NIW, something that we are researching in the background, and very soon we'll start talking about it a lot for international students that have gone to the US, for them to transition into to get their green card. A lot of my friends that are in the US, they have gotten their green cards this way. So do not let the lack of information to hinder you, because information is available. You just need to find it. If you have to invest, you have to invest in it. Whatever it is you need to do, the information is already available, and this is what people are doing these days. So join this smart one to do these things. Go there. There are funding opportunities for you, so many.